Now, with 2014 drawing to a close, the French will say goodbye to its super tax on the rich. The tax introduced in 2012 has backfired on French President Francois Hollande, as reform attempts have damaged France's reputation and competitiveness, according to critics. Huda Sayed explains.
It was described by some as Cuba without the sun. When French President Francois Hollande unveiled a super tax on the rich back in 2012, some feared an exodus of business, sporting and artistic talent. Others said it was a socialist step too far. 2 years on, and mass immigration hasn't happened, but many argue the damage has been done. The tax that ends today will not be renewed, as the French say au revoir silently. But the government was never able to fully implement the measure. The plan to tax 75% of incomes above €1 million was overturned by France's highest court and rewritten as a 50% tax paid by employers. Nonetheless, critics say France's reputation as a home for top earners has been damaged, netting just a fraction of its projected proceeds. Hollande first introduced the super tax as a tool to oust his conservative rival Nicolas Sarkozy, and although it's won him the seat he wanted, it's been a thorn in his side ever since. The tax on earnings over €1 million has done little to help France curb its public deficit within EU limits. In its first year, it's estimated the proceeds from tax amounted to €260 million and €160 million in its second year. Although that may be broadly in line with expectations, when compared to the budget deficit, which is soared well over €80 billion, it's not an achievement at all. The overturn by France's highest court to rewrite the tax as a 50% tax paid by employers left companies to bear the brunt. But facing a stalling economy and rising unemployment, the government reversed course earlier this year with a plan to cut payroll taxes by up to €40 billion by 2017, hoping to boost hiring and attract more investment. The unfortunate saga had made investors nervous about investing their time and money in France. Adding that to the mistrust of a complex tax system which successive governments had failed to reform time and time again.
It really has been a year to forget for France in economic terms, and joining us on Skype is Olivier Lemoine, spokesman for French Solidarity Party in Paris, who joins us live from Paris. Olivier, thank you very much for joining us firstly. Now, before we discuss the general economic situation, this super tax on the rich, why did it fail so miserably?
Good morning to you, your auditors. Just to explain this new super tax, they tried to launch that new idea because it's a socialist idea. Regularly, they are trying to create new taxes, always for small groups or small categories of people. And it cannot be understood as something general for the country, but they used to work groups per groups or per category per categories, and they tried to do it, but they failed miserably because the targeted people concerned by this new tax is really wise and warned to regarding this process. This is why it has failed, because they are keeping an eye on it, and this category of people is very concerned by it. So that explains why the government failed regarding this new tax approval.
And by not renewing it, Olivier, by not renewing this tax, how much are they going to lose out, or will they even lose out?
Okay, they intend to get something like an amount of approximately 1 billion to 1 billion and a half in euros. But as I explained to you, the targeted people is really scrutinizing this kind of process. That explains why it has failed. Definitely, the government will try something else in the very near future, but at this time, it's a bit too soon to give you an agenda or a time scale. You see, we absolutely don't know, but for sure they will retry.
What will they try, Olivier? Did the government have any idea of what they will try in the near future?
Yes, I think because you see, recently the government has done the promise to tax the rich and the super rich. It's only it's only for the ideology. You see, practically on the spot, it's almost impossible to launch that kind of program due to the fact that it is concerning only a few people, and that people is really well organized and informed. So it's a bit complicated for them to launch that kind of decision and make it applicable on the spot. So,
now, on a general economic term, I mean, just leaving to the side the super tax on the rich. On a general economic term in France, how are France hoping to tackle the rise in unemployment come 2015, as well as their mammoth budget deficit?
Okay, they have the idea regarding a recent meeting that the government has planned in December. During that meeting, no less than 9 ministers have decided, and they are trying to influence the president to support a program of quantitative easing. You see, regarding the ECB policy and regarding the economic decisions taken in Brussels. And that idea is re-emerging again in the left hand. You see, in the left socialists in France, and the president is about to join their project and their idea regarding that quantitative easing program. So Mario Draghi, the president of the ECB, in October and in November, has tried to talk about that quantitative easing plan for the very near future. By ideology, the French government is opposite to it. But recently, the meeting organized by these ministers let me think that this possibility could occur in the beginning of 2015.
Sure.
I think.
We're just going to have to leave it there. Olivier Lemoine, a spokesman for the French Solidarity Party in Paris. Thank you very much for your time.